Hey guys, it's Chef Jason for Rock River Ranches. Today, we are talking about corned bison brisket. We're getting you all set and ready for St. Patrick's Day. But I'll tell you what, this is great any day of the month, week, year, because this is a fantastic dish. Now, we know that the bison brisket is coming to you already corned, already fully cooked and ready to go. So you're gonna defrost it, it's gonna come to you frozen. We're gonna make sure that we defrost this in the fridge. I gave this about 2 days to get defrosted. Then we gather all of our ingredients, and today we're gonna be cooking with some assorted potatoes. We've got red potatoes, purple potatoes, and Yukon Golds. We've got an onion, we're gonna do some carrots, a little bit of cabbage, and then we're gonna add some liquid today. Whether you're cooking in the slow cooker or like we are today in the pressure cooker, I'm gonna add a little bit of liquid here. So I'm gonna add about a cup of beef stock, and I'm gonna add about a cup of beer. If you wanna kick that up and you wanna kick those liquids up and make them a little more fragrant, you can add a little bit of pickling spice as well, and that'll just boost that up. So one of the important things to remember when it comes to your pressure cooker Instapot, I wanna use the Trivet. So I'm gonna go ahead and place that inside the pressure cooker. What that's gonna do now is actually give me a gap between the bottom where that liquid is gonna be and the top where we'll start to put our vegetables and the pre-cooked bison corn brisket. Because if you let the potatoes sit down in that liquid or the vegetables, they're going to soak up that liquid while they're under pressure and become pretty mushy. And we don't want that. We want them to be just nice and tender and ready to go. So let's dig in here. Let me walk you through these ingredients real fast, you guys, and then we'll show you how we get the prep done. We're gonna go with that corned bison brisket today. Remember, this is fully cooked, so step number one will be to defrost that. Now look at that. We're gonna go with the 1.85 pounder today. I wanted to be a little bit bigger. We have 1 yellow onion, and then I went with 1 package of those small potatoes, and we've got some Yukon, some reds, and some purples as well. I'm gonna go with 4 or 5 carrots. We'll go ahead and get these guys peeled, get them chopped up into bigger pieces so that we have a bigger carrot. We've got a little bit of green cabbage. And then, like I said, we're gonna use some of that beef stock and a little bit of beer to add some of that moisture that we'll be able to pour back over that brisket as well. The prep work for today's video is super easy. We peeled and rough chopped that onion, made sure we washed those potatoes. We used up the cabbage, cut those into just random nice big wedges, and then cut our carrots into some big pieces as well. Trying to keep everything roughly the same size. That way it cooks nice and evenly. Now, come on over here. Let's show you how we get the Instapot all loaded. So what we're gonna do, go ahead and add that beef stock to the bottom like that. And we'll go ahead and pour in that beer. And like I said, if you want to add any pickling spice to this to add some aromatics, now is the time to do that. Next, we'll come back and show you how we get this all layered and loaded, and we'll show you how we get it pressured. We loaded the corned bison brisket. Now we'll add our onions to the top. And then what I want to do is add those carrots as well, get everything in there. I'm not worried if the carrots touch the water. Those are going to be, I think those will be fine. I'm more worried about the potatoes and the cabbage. So we'll go ahead and get those potatoes added in next. Then we will go ahead and add the cabbage last. Now, what I like to do on the cabbage is we're just going to kind of lay this in here, try to keep everything together as best we can. Like so. All right, we'll go ahead and put the cover on next, and then we'll show you how we get this all pressurized and ready to go. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and hit pressure cook, and then pressure level, we're gonna go to low, but we're gonna have it on a little bit more, right? That's kind of that intermediate or medium pressure. Now, we'll go ahead and hit 20 minutes. That's gonna be our cook time today. We'll leave this alone. We'll let it beep. That acknowledges it's starting. We're gonna let it build its pressure, and then we're gonna let it go for 20 minutes. Now, check this out, up top. Let's make sure, you guys, that the valve is closed. So we are set right in that closed position. We'll let this go for 20 minutes, and then we're gonna leave it under natural release for 10. We'll come back and check it all out. All right, as you can see, the timer is done. So we went with 20 minutes of that kind of medium pressure. Now, come up top here. We went ahead and turned it to venting. We're gonna let this fully vent. One of the things to be aware of, we're waiting until that red plunger is flush. Once that's 100% flush, we know all the pressure is gone, and we will not open this until then. So we'll let this vent now. My guess is it's gonna take about 10 minutes. Okay, so we are done. It was a 20-minute pressure cook, and then we allowed that pressure to kind of vent for about 10 minutes. We pulled some of the veggies out, got those all set, and we've got that corned bison just waiting. Now, one of the things to remember on here, you definitely want to cut against the grain. So if you see the way this was shipped, it already came sliced against the grain. So now what we do, go through and slice this off. Then what we'll do, we'll display this in the bowl. One of the other things I like to do is really go back into that pot and get some of those juices that we set out, get these all set ready to go. So we'll show you up close here how we get a little bit of that gravy, a little bit of that juice. We'll finish this off and then we are good to go. All right, so very carefully what I like to do, tilt this to the side. We're gonna grab a ladle and then we'll go right back in there. I like to pour it right over that corn to bison, get that set to go. Well, there you have it, another easy recipe. I'll tell you, the corn bison brisket comes to you already pre-cooked, seasoned. All you have to do is defrost it and reheat it. And we did a great job in the pressure cooker today. We're gonna show you on today's recipe as well how to do this in your slow cooker. But I'll tell you what, the corn bison brisket and cabbage is just an amazing recipe. Then it gives you the opportunity to use this for a lot of other things. We've turned this into soup or a stew. We've turned it into corned beef sandwiches. You have a lot of different opportunities to use this up and utilize some of those leftovers as well. I'm Chef Jason Morris for Rock River Ranches. Thanks to Rex and his team for having me. And don't forget, head to rockriverranches.com, grab today's recipe, and make sure you support the team by ordering your local Colorado bison.